Vans have been a dying breed in the last decade, and SUVs majorly replaced them. Not everyone was happy with that, but now are MPVs making their comeback? It seems to be like that, due to the influence of the Chinese market and also due to electrification. And is the Xpeng X9 the new benchmark luxury MPV in that very segment? Is it the new technology leader? A super interesting vehicle we can take a look at for you here in this very video with the 2025 model, which has 1/3 of new core parts and 50% new parts on the interior, already available on the Chinese market. And could this one be coming to the European market very soon? In this video, my colleague Peter has also talked to the vice chairman of Xpeng and especially talking about the Volkswagen Xpeng Corporation, because Volkswagen has massively invested in Xpeng and they are sharing experience. So Volkswagen gets the Xpeng input to use it on the European market, and Xpeng gets the VW resources to profit from these on the Chinese market. And they are both bringing collaboration vehicles both to the Chinese and to the European market very soon. Recently we also saw the launch of the Kia PV5, so Kia's new approach in this MPV segment, available as a cargo or also as the passenger version, and we were also pretty keen on that vehicle already. So this is me here, Thomas, checking out the PV5. From the classic manufacturers, you know, there's for example the Volkswagen ID. Buzz. We will soon also present to you a new van concept by Mercedes. But this Xpeng X9 really seems to set new standards as for all the features that are offered and the standards of the technology. The Xpeng X9 is 5.29 meters or 208 inches long, comes with 19 or 20-inch wheels. Now listen to all these facts: air suspension, rear axle steering, first time in an MPV, overall just with a turning circle of 10.8 meters, that's super tiny for such a large vehicle. Dual laminated windows on the sides, and they imagine it to be like a modern starship. That's why they also call their colors, for example, matte starship gray or galaxy blue, and only with a CD value of 0.227. Again, for a van or MPV size, this is extremely low, and also now comes with LiDAR and AI supported assistance systems. So reading or hearing all these facts rather make you remember some luxury sedans and so on, but here you are very flexible. If you, for example, look at this very exclusive trunk feature, you can fold down the last seating row, the third seating row, and it disappears electrically, fully flat, or then again comes out. So this is basically my favorite feature here with this vehicle. And it also features a rear fridge, actually 11 liters in the capacity, 50-watt wireless phone chargers, and more and more and more. They also say that the space offering on the interior should be compared to a Boeing 787 first class standard. And the space in the rear you have, it's 7.7 cubic feet or 2,550 liters when the third row is folded away. Other interesting facts are of course about the batteries here, either 84.5 kilowatt hours LFP or 101.5 kilowatt hours NMC battery. And it's available as front-wheel drive, 7.7 seconds in the acceleration, or all-wheel drive, 5.7 seconds in the acceleration figure. And the front motor is still a stronger one, and the top speed is 200 kilometers an hour or 125 miles an hour. This is an 800 volt platform, so it can charge with the speed up to 300 kilowatt. Of course, we later on have to see what price they could make here on the EU market. On the Chinese market, it's between 48,000 and 56,000 euros. When this one would come to Europe, also in a high spec and so on, we can at least calculate with some 100,000 euros, I would guess. And while I was producing another video for you, my colleague Peter could take a detailed look at the interior for you.
When we look around the cockpit, it is almost recognizable Xpeng, I'd say. Very comparable to the P7, for example, but also their SUV models. So we have the charging pads, the cup holders and the big armrest, the big infotainment screen in the middle, and a nice letterbox size driver's display. Your drive selector is still here. Your indicators and your wipers are still on the stock, so that is fantastic. You don't have to start fiddling in the screen for stuff that you don't want in the screen, but you just want to have it at your fingertips. The car is large, there's no way around it, and here, sitting here, it feels large. It is just big all around. And you can tell, for example, by the depth of this dashboard, how big the car is. There's so much car in front of me that it's even, if I sit all the way up, I can't really see over the hood. Now, the material choices obviously are depending on your trim levels and so on. But the luxury in the back is really interesting. So let's have a look at that next. All the way in the back on the third row, it's actually a full bench. But this is basically your first class airplane experience. So I can really get comfortable here. Now there is all kinds of massage functions available, 8-point, 16-point, trigger point. This is all about comfort and driving and luxury transportation. So there is a giant TV screen in here that you can pop down to watch your infotainment. Over here you can just relax in all the luxury while your family or your chauffeur drives you. And then there's still space in the back for adults. Now I've put my seat slightly further up, so I'll show you how it is in the back. There's so much space back here. It is really, really nice. There's a lot of sort of air through the car, which is good for the connection to the front of the car. You don't feel isolated back here at all. And somebody my size actually fits in here reasonably well. And I've put the seat slightly more forward, but not by that much. So I can also sit here comfortably and in the driver's seat comfortably. So I can sit behind myself 2 times, which is something I've never seen in any kind of car. And it's not like you're tucked away back here. There's cup holders, there's air conditioning, there's controls for the seats in front of you. It is a very pleasant experience all around. And as people are opening the doors, you hear all kinds of bells and whistles going on. And that's even before we get to all the little touches like these design elements here and the wraparound scarf air conditioning system and all the tech that they have jammed into this car. It is really, really impressive.
And why has VW invested $700 million for a 5% share of Xpeng? Well, the vice chairman tells us more about this cooperation.
It's very unique in nature that 2 companies, one European, one China, one large, one small, one legacy, one new, come together to collaborate. And also, I think we see a lot of complementarity between the 2 parties. We bring a lot of the China-based technologies that's in powertrain, in smart, intelligent software features, as well as electronic platform. Whereas Volkswagen has tremendous experience with design, manufacturing, supply chain, sales, marketing. So a lot of these capabilities combined, I think, will create powerful combinations. So that's what we are very excited about. We think, this is also a new model for collaboration between Chinese players and global OEMs, because, increasingly the smart, intelligent EV is no longer able to be done by just one simple OEM. You require the capability of the hardware, the software, the AI, as well as ways to operate these features. So having these DNAs combined will make a tremendous combination.
Would you reckon the cultural collaboration is even more important? Because Volkswagen, obviously being a legacy car maker, knows the European market so well, and you know the Chinese market so well. How do you see those cultures combined?
It's a very good question. Clearly we have very distinct cultures.
Yes.
But I think there is also a strong willingness to really, get to know each other and to combine the thinkings to work on a common goal together. That's why today you have hundreds of, Volkswagen engineers in Xpeng. We're sitting side by side, try to produce something great. At the same time, I think, both are seeing this as value added to each other.
Yeah.
So there's no, you're giving to me or I'll give it to you.
No.
It's actually creating something together. So I think that is a fundamental philosophy we have in the working level. And that's, I would say, it really adhered at the highest, most senior levels of both companies.
When can we see the first results of the collaboration?
Well, I think the first model that we are collaborating will be soon to be reviewed by Volkswagen. So stay tuned. And the official launch, according to our agreement, is to be scheduled next year.
Now we are in Xpeng's flagship store, still with the X9. What do we make of this car after this quick first impression that we had? I think it's pretty cool. Where everybody is driving SUVs these days, I think the classic MPV layout offers so much space, so much luxury and so many options to use, both as a family, as a chauffeur-driven car, and pretty much anything else you want to throw at it. We haven't had a chance to drive it yet, so stay tuned for that, because that's still going to be an experience in itself, I think. But this first impression with this new flagship car from Xpeng is pretty good. All the basics are covered, the powertrain is solid, the battery technology is great, and the whole vision that Xpeng has on mobility and on technology and AI in that mix is quite fascinating to watch. So it's definitely a car that I hope to drive sometime soon. and it's definitely a car that is interesting, I think, in the space, and it's a new sound from a relatively young brand still. That's all I got for you in this video. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you don't want to miss any future updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers!